Hello everyone and welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer Cross Key Tournament, Round 4 between GFE versus oneup. With me today I have our two wonderful commentators. Say hello, you two.
Heyo.
Fun.
So, what shall we be expecting from today's match?
Good one, I hope. Honest bracket round 4. This is gonna be good.
Yeah, we're definitely getting deep into the tournament here at this point, and this should be an excellent race between these two.
And off they go. It's like both starting at Sank, which is interesting. And it's in CAC, wonderful.
Always nice to have easy access to the village from Save and Quit.
Yep. And we even find a shop, so they just need a bit of money to get those bombs going. Ugh. Super bunny right away. Not quite connect here, but then again can just save and quit back here. So I can't see why both of them are just following it. Oh. Or not. Or they are? GFE is a bit uncertain. Find a GT small key and a few arrows. Not quite what we were hoping for. Takes us over to eastern area. Not the greatest connector. Pretty boring start so far. I mean, having sank in CAC is always nice, but no real items yet. Yeah, this is winner's record round 4. So regardless of who loses today, they still get one more chance. Ooh, Hype Cave over in Eastern. And no bombs for either of them.
Yeah, it's crazy how many things they checked without finding any rupees or bombs. So a little frustrating for the runners at this point.
Yeah, like there's a reason why I personally prefer the Houlihan opening. It's very hard to off and stuff. And Eastern moved down a bit, I guess. Found 2 out of 3 Light World dungeons already.
Hopefully oneup will be able to track down some bombs at least in here to get back up to Hype Cave. GFE
Yeah.
headed in the same direction, of course.
Turtle Rock Small. Not all that useful. Who would win in Smash? Big key to Ice Palace, oh god. Are they actually not gonna get bombs in here? That would be so annoying.
This is quite the start to this seed, with just a bunch of stuff we're not going to be able to use for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's really unusual. Both of them. There's a bomb. No, one off. He's going for it. Okay. Saved. And 3 more. Okay, now we're talking.
The classic Stalfo's room bomb farming strat.
Who hasn't done it? Yeah, this is a really unusual opener, like from both of them, and looks like oneup is not going for the DK chest. Understandably, it's not the funniest thing with 4 hearts.
Yeah,
And it's not even in logic. Oh yeah, and no good way to get through the dark rooms even. Well, time to walk back up to Eastern.
Yeah, sometimes you can use bombs to sort of help yourself navigate in the dark if you're desperate, but it's a tricky proposition when you only have a few of them and they're very precious at this point in the run.
Yeah, they really don't want to waste those. At least not right now. Oh, it looks like GFE is going for it. Don't have audio on his end at the moment, so can't tell how good he's doing. Looks like he got the key. Whoa, that hype cave. Glove right off the bat. That is beautiful. Okay, GFE makes it through it. Now he only has to hit the switch. And he doesn't have any weapons. So can he get the damage boost? Ooh. Nope. Don't think the hearts respawn, yeah. It's gonna have to reset the room a bunch to kill the enemies with the pots. Oh, Link's house just had bombs.
Of course.
Lack of Sank, pretty unimpressive, I gotta say.
Yeah, really slow start here. The gloves are very nice because there are all those, one-off entrances that you won't have to visit twice, but...
Ooh, GFE. Okay, he dodges. And gets rewarded with a big 20. Probably not quite what he's hoping for.
Yeah, totally worth the effort there. Meanwhile, oneup dipping back into Herod with just bombs to hit the switches.
Yep. Yeah, once you get a few of them, like, it costs a few bombs to get through here. The mirror can be found in Ganon's tower. Hello, that's a hint. Obviously, it costs a few bombs to get through here, but well worth it as we find out. Like, the items aren't, but that hint alone is pretty nice. And GFE also got the bombs, will get his glove. Yeah, how deep? What all do we need to get there? Agina trades us 1 bomb for 3.
I've made worse trades.
Yep. Yep. Oh, let's see what the rest of Kek is. It's interesting that both took that early connector and both ended up finding the glove pretty early on.
Yeah, our runners are really hitting the exact same paths for the most part here.
And another dungeon scout. 3 dungeons found already. With the cane. So maybe right side GT?
It's possible. Also, in Cross Keys, you always assume you're going to find a Turtle Rock entrance pretty early on, just because there are so many to choose from, and Kane will usually open up something in there.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, the non-hook-shottable end of Bumper Cave. Not too much in there at the moment.
Another connector at the Light World Hype Cave leads us to...
Desert Main. Not really what we were hoping for. Oh, the flippers in the back of Tavern. So, one-up's ways to Houlihan are much more limited now.
Opting out of that very long, annoying connector. There's Aga Tower also. Alright.
Witches are proving useless. And the bottom end of Spiral. Quite a lot going on in CAC, but not much useful at the moment. And the useless ferry is still vanilla. I didn't quite get it. Was that lumberjacks at the bat drop down?
Yeah, and I thought it was a small key back there.
Okay. And the well in the back of Sank. That's a good find. Especially with that glove in hand. Some kind of key, okay. Oh, I find our first shield. And our second key to Turtle Rock already. Okay. I think you might be onto something with that Turtle Rock play. And there's Turtle Rock right side.
So let's see, you can get the lava chest, you can work your way back to the chain chomps. The chain chomps are actually in logic at this point. Lava chest, I believe, is not until you have all the small keys.
Yep. And if we should find the big key, Crystal Roller would also be in logic. Oh, I will have to leave you alone for a second. Be right back.
So yeah, OneUp not opting to dig deep into Turtle Rock, wanting to check some more of these entrances around Kakariko first from the looks of things. GFE is similarly kind of wrapping up in the CAC area. Gloves are going to let us check out the Death Mountain entrance. Storyteller ripping us off for 20 rupees there. We also find Ganon there in the Lost Woods. So that means somehow the Ganon drop-down is going to block an item, I believe, because we've already seen the Useless Fairy and the back of Escape. So there's not going to be another way to get to whatever is underneath the Ganon drop-down behind Aga 2. We also find the Uncle over there on GFE's side. Small keys to ice and pod in the Uncle region. So yeah, definitely one item hiding behind Aga 2, either the Lost Woods hideout or the magic bat are there. Bombos is an interesting find with the 2 Ice Palace keys that we've been given as well. Just the hammer would let us get to Cold Stare, and we'd need the hook shot, I think, for the right side to be in logic, but certainly our runners could do that with a bomb jump without any trouble. So that'll be a more tempting option than usual.
Hey. So what goodies did I miss?
Couple of small keys.
Oh, I do see Bombos on one upside.
Yeah, Bombos is the most interesting thing. That was at the mushroom spot in the Lost Woods. And there was an Ice Palace small as well to go with that, so...
That makes you think.
Yep. So yeah, some minor route variation between our 2 runners here, but they're really just hitting all the same stuff, with GFE catching up with the flippers and oneup finding the well. We'll see if they do South Shore next. Normally you'd want to do all those flippers checks all together, but they don't have the cash for Zora right now, so that's a little bit less appealing.
Yeah. At the same time, they at least have the gloves, so they don't orphan the rocks. And GFE also will find his cane. That's good.
Yeah, and oneup has his flippers already, so he might just run up to the waterfall cave and maybe check the ledge item while he's in the area here. Nope, he's gonna waterfall there in a few minutes. I meant whirlpool. You knew what I meant, right?
Yep. So I assume oneup did the whole route through the northern drop-downs?
Yes, I believe we have seen all of those now.
Okay.
Uncle leads us to the Lost Woods, which means the magic bat is behind the Ganon drop-down.
Okay. And Ganon in Lumberjacks, or?
Ganon is in the Lost Woods, actually.
Ah, okay. That's good. That is pretty good. Just the bottom end of Spectacle Rock in Hyrule Castle, so that's pretty useless.
Yeah, all it really does is prevent you from making the decision of whether you want to drop down and follow it, so we can rule that out.
Yep. Something that people tend to forget pretty easily sometimes. They need to take that as a connector. Oh, speaking of Spectacle.
Yeah, those one-way connectors are really hard to get yourself to follow just because they're going to take you out of whatever area you're trying to check right now, so...
We see a bottle on Hylia Island. Shouldn't be too relevant. Let's see what Hobo has.
Yeah, the early flippers mess with the Houlihan, but they really make this portion of checking things a little bit more convenient. You don't have to keep walking around the lake, you can just go right through it.
Shuffle from Hobo.
Meanwhile, GFE is opting into a little bit of Turtle Rock exploration. Oh, finds the Moon Pearl at the lava chest. Wow, so is lava chest actually behind all 4 Turtle Rock small keys? That is a
Yep.
crazy bit of logic there.
That's not something you expect, really. Then again, that chest for some reason often has stuff. I don't know why. And a Maya small. That's a really nice find. Looks like nothing great over in the Ice Rod Cave area, which is a bit surprising. Hookshot Cave in Lake Hylia, okay.
Yeah, we'll see where this connects to. No items we can get to yet. Unless oneup has discovered some crazy new hovering technique I don't know about.
Oh, hello, floating island. Probably one of the best connectors to find. Front of Turtle Rock has moved slightly over.
Yeah, this will be really good for GFE to have found that Moon Pearl already so that he can actually maybe do some stuff when he gets here. But that connector into Desert will give some options for oneup. He can head out another entrance and hope that it's into the light world so he can actually open up a couple of chests in Desert, or just going to bunny revive. That makes sense too.
Yeah, doesn't have to save and quit at this point, so that's always a decent spot to follow something like this. And it looks like GFE is following the connector that's in the middle of CAC, the Ferry Ascension Cave.
Yeah, so that is a long trip.
Oh, that's what was over there. There's a good bit of time save for oneup. Finds 10 bombs in Desert. Can't get the other item, but we'll obviously want to see it.
Yeah, and to be clear, bunny revival is of course well out of logic, but as long as one of the other exits from Desert Palace leads to the light world, it would be in logic, since oneup could just duck out, turn back into Bowser, and then go back in. So that sort of thing would be in logic, that level of bunny walking.
It has to be this left one though. It can't reach the center one, and it actually is. It can't reach the center one in logic as a bunny because of the pots.
It's a pretty good connector to find also, getting to East Death Mountain.
Yep. Arrow game. Could opt to farm some money. I think I would with those early flippers and glove.
Yeah, maybe it's just me, but I sort of wish they would put some sort of logic check on Zora. Because this sort of rupee farming is, of course, always possible, but really annoying.
Yeah, and this is probably the best option for it.
And we saw oneup ducking out and heading back in. The sort of pattern he's doing here to always hit by standing right next to the archery game guy there only works for so long, so he had to reset the RNG, or the pattern, I guess, so he could top off at 500. And not a lot to do in pod with only 2 small keys, but we can definitely check a few things here, even without bow or some sort of potion glitch happening.
Yeah, spending that 1 key on a smaller here is definitely worth it. Third turtle rock key, okay. We're getting closer to putting it in logic. Just 1 more left, and it looks like GFE is immediately following the shuffle. Just 20 bucks though. I don't yeah, nothing in the back here should be in logic for oneup, but obviously he's gonna check him out anyways.
Using the shovel for darkroom navigation, I don't think I've seen that one before.
Yeah, Kane seems a bit easier. You can just summon a block and put it right in front of you, or pick it up. Big key to Eastern, if I'm not mistaken, is what that said. That's a pretty good find. And looks like he doesn't want to hammer jump. He should probably make sure and grab the drop-down chest still. Because that one is in logic for him, and you don't really want to leave stuff like that behind. Oh, he isn't. Okay. Can be dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Oh, he's coming back. Okay.
Ah, okay.
It's a bit of a time investment, but then again, now he's down to 4 hearts, so it's not that bad to death warp again. It's just dangerous leaving like single checks that are actually in logic band. Speaking of, that would have been horrible to leave behind.
Wow.
Well, I guess that's a free bow sight on the top of it. Plus a free full clearable Eastern Palace now.
Yeah, pod having the Eastern Palace starter pack.
That is really nice. GFE now also checking the last drop down here out. And there's our last Turtle Rock Smoky. So Moon Pearl actually in logic.
Alright, good to know. I feel like that's a big tip-off for oneup, that when you get all 4 of those keys right away.
Agreed. Like the game is actually yelling at you. And he hasn't checked any of the other checks in there, so like it's not as unattractive for him.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't mind having, a real weapon to get through there if you could.
Ooh, and the dam over on East of Mountain. I mean, yeah, at the same time, you usually don't need all 4 small keys, so you could just ignore the pokey like GFE did. Just walk past them, and if you actually need the key later, you can still grab it.
Yeah, this is true. Since we found the big key door, we can sort of work our way backwards to the front and save some keys there, and also
Yeah.
save some red cane pokey kills.
Yeah, both Cane and Bow are great weapons against pokies. They all split them up into single pieces who bounce around like crazy.
Bombos would be a good option if we just had that pesky sword.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no real edge for anyone at the moment. It's very early.
Yeah, GFE is a bit behind on the bow, but he's heading to the Ice Palace Island right now to hopefully follow that connector through.
Looks like it. GFE does have the Moon Pearl obviously already, but at the same time we haven't really seen much of the Dark World yet, so it doesn't really make a difference. This one is probably the biggest difference so far. You can actually lift this rock, for example. Which is the bomb shop. Okay. Thiefstone and Swamp Palace for 5-6 today's. That's at least valuable information for him.
And he'll be happy to find the dam here in a couple of minutes too, since that will make a swamp much easier to do.
Flooded item is a map to Pod, which is actually kind of nice. Since oneup already knows where it is. Obviously. Oh, the front of Turtle Rock has the big key to Pod. That is good for him. I am very certain he'll hammer jump in this case.
Yeah, and we're now just a hammer from being able to actually finish Pod. Again, not in logic without the lamp, but I suspect our runners are fine with that.
Yeah, and they even have a sort of comfortable amount of health for that. I think this is about as much as NMG would have on Helma. Let's see if Graveyard Ledge holds something. oneup did have to skip this out. Oh, another big key. Ooh, Skullwards. Oh, that one's not too bad at least. Just a fetch quest. But yeah, this is a bit rough here to leave basically 2 big keys behind because he didn't have his Moon Pearl yet.
Yeah, there is definitely a good option, though, that when oneup finds his Moon Pearl in Turtle Rock, if he wants to, he can work his way backward to the front, which lets out at the top of Super Bunny Cave. So that would be an easy way to go check that entrance that he couldn't when he was in bunny form.
Oh, GFE gets spit out at the back entrance of, what's it called, Skullwards. And we don't have the bullshit woods. Can actually get back to the front, so that's pretty good. Oh, looks like it's back to Turtle Rock. For oneup.
Yeah, taking the hint of those 4 small keys.
That was the front of Desert that led him out of the back of Skullwards, right?
Yes. Yeah, Desert Main.
Interesting. Yeah, that could be bad for GFE. Then again, he gets to explore a good bit of the Dark World here, so that's also, or could also lead him to an advantage, say he finds the flute or something. Another biggie! Okay! GFE is collecting them all, it seems like. And there's the Moonpill for 1-up. He hears the seed yelling at him. Okay, Scarlet's picture is just a heart container. And making use of the Wallmaster to steal the key. Very nice.
Yeah, so we'll see here if GFE gets kind of distracted by his newly found Dark World access, or how quickly he gets back to that desert left, which led to East Death Mountain and the bow for 1-up, because obviously that's a really big item find to have early on.
Yeah. At the same time, we're still missing all kinds of goodies, so if he finds, I don't know, the hammer here or something, that could be a huge advantage for him. Oh, we find the bottom end of Paradox Cave. That's unfortunate. Can't get in through that one without the mirror. And we'll be seeing Zora from 1-up now, which GFE did leave behind. He just peeked the ledge item and went on his merry way. Oh, Thief Town with the big key. That's a find.
And we could finish the dungeon here. Cane
Yep.
of Samaria Blind, everyone's favorite.
Swamp Small. Whew.
And the first Aga Tower key from Zora over there, so that opens up a second check that 1-up probably doesn't want to do right now, since he's already checked the first chest in there.
Yeah. You said Uncle was at Lumberjacks? So they could get the items?
Yes.
Okay. So
That's
the
right.
second one is basically useless to us. And the
Yeah, it is.
book. Well, I guess it could be their intended East Dark World access, but I am pretty sure both of them know how to current jump. So
Yeah, book not especially exciting because we have seen the Desert Palace main entrance as a connector.
yep. Just the tablets. And can't even access those yet.
And so 1-up is heading back to check out these spots where he was a bunny before. We'll get the same information about the red crystals.
And should be grabbing his... And we see pot as a crystal on his map check. That is pretty nice. I didn't catch the hint at the second time as well. I think it was GT Big Key
Yeah, I believe it was in
in Moldom Cave. Yeah.
Not like our runners need more incentive to try and track down a 5-item cave, but that'll do it.
Yeah. Yep, this will be some tasty Samaria blind, which is not the easiest, I find personally. Just bad at those blocks. Powder. Another fetch quest.
Actually, a good find right now because he's a little low on health, so he can just pick up an anti-fairy on the way out.
Yep. That's really good for him. Isn't that much health. Well, there's a bit of health on the way to Blind Cell, I guess. But this way he can guarantee himself to be full hearts.
Yeah, I think you can pick up 3 guaranteed hearts because the bottom left skull in the next room is 1, and then a couple downstairs in the cell.
Looks like oneup is following the same way now. And he'll also be enjoying some Dark World exploration.
Yeah, he's on this big key trail that GFE followed a couple minutes ago.
The horsemen are really not friendly to GFE. Horse heads, I don't remember. So the only check in logic in the back here that Blind Cell actually just 5 rupees. Yeah, Kane is killable with the sword, the hammer, and both canes, I believe. I think that's all of the weapons that work on him. Which one you use doesn't matter at all, since all of them do 1 damage to him.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've done Samaria blind. How tight is the magic right now?
Not the magic isn't a problem with Samaria as long as you can place them well, since he just wanders through it basically. It's just more that in this case you actually need to be dodging a bit, but since you don't have to focus on hitting him, it's like just an evasion fight. Which shouldn't be a problem for either of our runners. And just 1 more.
Yeah, I think GFE took about 2 hits through that.
Yep. And we get our red crystal. Very nice. Then again, had to leave 1 item behind here, so that's always gonna be like nagging a bit on you. It's pretty out of the way. I think that was Mimic Ledge leads to a shop, which is good info. A potion shop? That's more interesting. Potion shop locked behind the mirror. And we find Ice Palace. Oh, we knew that one already.
Yeah, I got all excited about Bombos and Ice Palace, but I sort of assumed we would find a sword at some point.
Yep.
Maybe not.
Apparently not today. And over to Dark Sanctuary for GFE. Oh, there it is. So, will the mirror be easily accessible, or do we need more? $100? Compass? So we can't... Oh, well, I guess we can get 1 more item. Oh, beloved tile room. I'm fairly certain oneup will also just clear the 7 chests he can get in Thieves Town. Everything else would be weird, considering it's a crystal.
Yeah, and as usual, the lack of hammer really getting in the way here.
Yep.
A lot we could be doing in here in GT with it.
Just red mail, beautiful. Red mail without the mirror is always a bit And GFE will take a quick look if this is a bootslug mirror maybe? No, just a small key. Oh, is GFE planning to current jump?
Looks like it. Oh, actually, we have flippers. We don't really need to.
Oh, right, I'm a dummy. Flippers usually are one of the last items I tend to see in the seats for some reason. So finding them this early is really weird. Shaking out with 20 bucks. All the question solved is, does he like go to Catfish, take the Whirlpool and go to Pod from the south area, or does he just walk south? There's all kinds of routes you could take here, depending on where you sort of want to end, or what you hope to find.
Yeah, I think the Whirlpool is fairly tempting with because you could knock out the shopping mall area as well.
I don't have to like walk out of the Pod area afterwards. Can sort of finish with Pod. Oh, Catfish with a blue cane today. Won't say no to that.
Blue Cane Ice Armos the dream.
Yep. And yeah, looks like he is taking the Whirlpool. Doesn't have to worry about getting destroyed by the zeros as much. He's got red mail and he isn't fake flippering. Let's see what's in Dark Shopping Mall today. Sorry, not what we were hoping. Mini Moldom, here's the GT Wiki. That is sort of ugly. We need a fire source and the mirror could be in the climb in Mini Moldom chests. Regardless of our key count. And time for some Maria blind on 1%. Oh! Swamp Big Key as well, and our first bottle in Mini Moldom. That's a lucrative one. I think we are only missing like 4 big keys between the two runners. Just Meyer, T-Rock, Desert, and Hera?
Yeah, and then Swamp Palace and Back of Desert are the only dungeons that we're really missing.
Yep.
So items are the big blocker so far.
Which is fairly unusual for cross keys, I feel. Usually you're hunting down a few keys in the end. And yeah, that's a very nasty Maya location. When we don't have any real access to the east part of the Dark World, and then it... Oh, well, I guess if you find a way to rescue the old man, that would make it easy.
Yeah, that'll be a much shorter trip to Meyer eventually.
Then Meyer isn't all that bad. But at the moment, it's a really bad location. And no fire source, no big key. Do you really want to dip that for just 4 items? That's like, ugh. Hey!
A sword!
We found one! And even in logic, I'm fairly sure, since we just needed flippers, basically. And yeah, oneup at the moment, sort of just following GFE's foot tracks. He has done a bit more other checks that GFE hasn't done yet, so just catching up on what's done in the Dark World. Meanwhile, we find a laser bridge.
A shockingly in-logic laser bridge, since we have the blue cane.
Yep. And there's our lamp. That's a fire source. Who's ready for some mirror in Mini Helma room? I'm a bit surprised he's not going back for a crystal roller. Oh, I think he just noticed. Since they don't have the big key yet, this is their in-logic way to get to crystal roller. Let's see where oneup goes, if he also decides to go to the eastern part of the Dark World, or if he wants to hit up Village of Outcast and sort of route south from here, from there.
Yeah, because GFE just went straight to the east and did basically nothing in the village, so...
And Skullwood Smoky. Well, didn't really need that one.
So the lamp also gives us an outside shot at doing the right side of GT with some tricky bomb jumping. I'm not sure under what circumstances a runner would actually resort to that out of logic, just because it's very annoying, to say the least.
Well, we'll still need a fire rod for Moth to be in logic, but he's certainly doable, which is good for GFE. Yeah,
the Mothula bomb jump to get the far torch is a lot easier than the GT one.
Oh yeah, and with that sword, a lot of Ice Palace is doable. Which is always a bit scary, having to dip Ice Palace without either the hammer or the glove.
Yeah, and GFE will be heading back past it when he comes back into West Dark World to do Village of Outcasts stuff, so we'll see how he treats that.
Hey, Hotel Mario. GG's, GFE. And yeah, he's just opting to save him quickly. I'm a bit surprised he didn't go over to the pyramid before he went going to the port area. But I guess this works as well. Maybe hoping just find that mirror first, based on a hint they got. oneup grabs the hint in Spectacle Rock real quick. And yeah, here comes the Moth play. Just before we started the stream, we saw GFE practicing Fighter Sword Moth. So he should be well prepared. Not the easiest of fights. That's for sure. Oh, hello, blind. 10 arrows, 20 bucks, a bugnet, small key to GT, okay. And a heartbeat, heart container. Well, that wasn't great.
Yeah, GFE missed the first try at the bomb jump, just waiting for the wall master to get out of the way. Hits it that second time, and then the pit will warp you back to the front of the room where you can hit the other 3 lamps, torches rather.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, P-Train. The moth play seems a little bit weird since it is out of logic, and there is so much of Village of Outcasts that's pretty tempting right now. And Fighter Sword Moth is just bleh.
Yeah. Again, he just practiced it, so he might just feel confident and like in form. So maybe he just wants to get it done. He's on red mail. He's not on green mail. But still, obviously the spikes do 1 damage to him regardless. Small key to Meyer on 1-up's end. Again, it still might give him good info, like if this is a pendant. I can see why he's doing it. I mean, it's right next to the save and quit point, so there's no real advantage or disadvantage on when to route it in. Oh, there's a small key to Thieves Town. Now we're just missing the hammer. It's a crystal, okay.
Yeah, so didn't take too long to do there. The Cane of Burna coming in handy. So GP can at least check that one off the list. We'll see how much faster 1-up does it when he eventually gets there.
Yep. Like, it's not like he wasted minutes here doing it, so I think this is fine from him. Looks like we're finally gonna see some of the southern Dark World. Oh, the Pyramid Ferry is useless today. Just the restock room.
From the looks of things, had GFE maybe not checked those entrances yet? I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I think he might have gone straight through that connector and never done south of CAC? I'm not sure.
No, but he had certainly been in Skull Woods before, because that's where Red Cane was, right? So.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Weird. Maybe he didn't track them down properly. And nice, 2 of the like useless chest minigames right next to each other in the Dark World Bomb Shop area. Oh, and Spiral Cave. We know where that spits us out back in CAG. Looks like 1-up instead wants to do some more of the Eastern Dark World, understandably. We know that GFE really needs to go through desert out of the left side of it at some point to find Pod and grab his bow.
Yeah, it feels like GFE is a little bit lost on what to do because he's checking places he's been before, and the little stutter step in and out of the Pyramid Ferry there tells us that that wasn't sort of his intent. I mean, checking out the bottle while you're here isn't a bad idea, but that's not the reason he went in there. So Yeah, he's at a bit of a loss for what to do right now.
It seems like it, yeah. Which is weird. I was pretty certain he had checked out these entrances already, so...
He did leave behind the pyramid ledge item that
Yep.
he could get to, which I hope he doesn't take that long trip back there.
Yeah, and obviously all of Village of Outcasts and the Southern Dark World we just saw from oneup. Also left behind for him. Looks like we're getting a pet check from GFE.
Yeah, this seems like the sort of thing you do when you are trying to desperately think about what else to do and don't want to completely waste that time.
Just a little piece of love. Yeah. Not sure where he's going from here. Yeah, T-climb and logic for quite a while. Then again, none of our runners has all the pieces needed. But oneup should get his lamp soon. Oh, old man rescue up here. That's... I'd say that's good for GFE.
Yeah, definitely lots of entrances to check up here. That'll give him access back to Eastern Dark World quickly, out of the front of the Old Man Cave.
Yeah. Oh, it's even up in Hera, so you can read the book. Tablet. Very convenient. Mothula was a small key to GT on the tablet. Okay, so that should be useless. Oh, the cape upper. Spectacle rock. Yeah, Mothula had a useless item, just a crystal for us.
So yeah, whether GFE intended this or not, he at least has stuff to do now, so...
Yep. And we're gonna see the pyramid item from oneup. Which we obviously wanna see. Oh, there's another pod key. In T-pod or K45. Apparently pyramid ledge was nothing. Had a little stutter on my end.
Yeah, it was some crash item, and immediately forgot what it was.
Hyrule Castle up on Death Mountain. That's a good find. We haven't seen either of the entrances to that yet.
Yeah, absolutely. We got connections everywhere. All the items in the front of Escape for GFE. And meanwhile, oneup finding his first sword.
Yeah, he might have P-Train. Which is unfortunate. Then again, he might find another way over there, I guess. Since Pod is on the lowest level, he might just find his hookshot here.
Yeah, and from what we can see of GFE's stream, he does not have a map tracker showing, so we're not sure if anything weird is happening with that or what he has marked, so...
Yeah.
Just kind of speculating at this point.
OneUp finds his lamp. He now has all the pieces for the GT climb, which is pretty gross considering they don't have the hookshot.
This is where I believe it's our job to point out something terrible like the mirror at pre-Moldorm, and the mirror locks the hookshot, and then you have to climb again to get something after Moldorm, like the ice rod.
God, please no.
I agree, please no, but it's always possible.
I think GFE left one entrance behind on top of Death Mountain, the like right drop down to Spectacle Rock. I only saw him going into the left one. Ooh. That's a good find.
Yeah, that's very good, and GFE has the Death Warp nicely set up there as well.
Puts Mothula back in logic even. And again, didn't really give us anything, so doesn't matter much. Where is the left gonna lead us? Into the Maya area. Well, I guess he's over here now. I'm pretty sure the Maya shed was hinted at being a paradox entrance though, so that should be good for him. At least if I read that hint correctly. No, it was one with two sheds. Vanilla Maya shed. Okay. Thought it's at 7. And it's the hammer. Woo.
Wow, so now all sorts of options. Entire GT basement he can do with some bomb jumps. Again, not in logic without the hook shot. But definitely doable. And then all the other stuff that the hammer opens up. Ice Palace now back of desert with no big key.
That leaves just swamp to be found, right? Interesting.
Yeah, that's the only dungeon we're still looking for.
Yeah, he might just do Stalfor's room with a bomb jump. I'm pretty sure he knows the setup for it. I don't think he'll do all of left side. But we still have to hope he finds his way over to Pots sooner than later, because this is not good for him. It looks like he's going there, actually. He's taking the connector to Floating Island. Or not. He probably wants to do Zora. Wait, no.
And yeah, I forget what might be hammer locked over here in Ice Rod.
I only saw the one connector over here.
Was Spike Cave over here? I know we've seen it.
Maybe. Ah, yeah. You're right. I think it would have been... Oh, well, probably not fast, it's just the wrong end, but yeah.
Ooh, is he gonna make this?
Close, but
fine.
should? Yeah. Or a small key for Hera. Actually not bad.
And yeah, it looks like GFE's headed back in that same direction. Again, our East Death Mountain access is through this connector on the Capacity Ferry entrance. He might also check out Zora while he's over here.
Looks like OneUp now making the play to clear out Eastern. He's got the big key and the bow in hand. Both from Pod. So that makes sense for him. He also left behind the big key chest, vanilla big key chest. So this is 3 somewhat quick items for him. Makes sense. I mean, the cane only saves time if you dash. Doesn't it? And grabbing a small key. Kind of unfortunate that he just went into, but recently went into Aga Tower.
Yeah, that happened to both of our runners. They had been in Aga Tower about 2 minutes before they checked Zora there.
Yep. First check we see that's new to us in Eastern is just a compass to Hera, so pretty useless.
And GFE taking his coffee break immediately. Again, it's right by the right by a save and quit point, so.
Yep. But he's not going to the East Death Mountain connector. Then again, I guess he could just. Oh no, he doesn't have mirror, so he'd have to go through Old Man Cave again if he wants to go from Hera to the eastern side of Death Mountain.
Yeah, he's got that Hyrule Castle connector floating, but he doesn't quite want to do that just yet since it's a long walk back up there. But with all the items left in front of Escape 2, I'd be very tempted by that one.
I mean, GFE wants to set up Death Warp, so that's why he's taking damage. At least I'd assume so.
I mean, red mail death warps, but just 10 arrows.
And time for Amos Knights on 1-up's end. Let's see if we get a crystal or a pendant here. Oh, one escaping him. Just a piece of art and a crystal. That's crystal number 4 that we know of.
Actually 5, because we've seen Pod and Skull Woods also
you're
on
right.
crystals.
You're right. And second item in Castle Tower just bombs. So we gotta hope that GFE remembers. None of these connectors are really great to follow, so to speak.
Yeah, they're both a couple of connectors deep in the chain are where he really needs to go right now, unfortunately.
At the same time, he could just take his hammer and glove and use the regular Darkwood entrance in north of Kakariko and just go into the back of Skullwoods to get into desert again.
Right.
Which is
that's
probably
true.
shorter than following a few connectors. Oh, he's checking out the back of Old Man? Yes, he is. Nice, I like that. It looks like 1-up is finding his Old Man connector. Very nice. Let's see where this leads us. Oh, well. Not what we were hoping for. At least the front of Old Man is pretty useful. I think GFE is sort of forgetting about a few connectors he's got left open. It feels like he's sort of grasping at straws at the moment. Then again, I guess... Oh yeah, he hasn't done a South and Dark World, so that makes sense with his hammer. I thought he was just going for the pyramid item, which would have been not that great.
Yeah, opting into the Spiral Cave item, as you mentioned before, this will just lead us back to Kakariko at the bottom of it, so this is just one item check that he's opting into right now.
Mm-hmm. Then again, he seemingly is low on options, at least from like how he's routing at the moment, which is a bit weird. Or low on good options, I should say.
And again, with the old man connector, it's not very long of a trip, since this will let him out just over there in Eastern Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
So meanwhile, OneUp is about to find his fire rod. We'll see if he gets trapped in the mire area in the same way that GFE did.
Yeah. I was a bit surprised that GFE didn't check the items before he went out of the entrances in Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, it's an easy trap to fall into. You just think, oh, I'll just check this entrance really quick while I'm running past it. And then the, 5 or 10% chance, whatever it is, of you getting stuck on the other side.
Yep.
I guess it's a pretty low chance at this point, since he has hammer and gloves and fire rod. Like, there aren't a lot of entrances that could get you stuck, but
Yeah, there's still a few, like mids locked, boots locked. Obviously the 2 medallion entrances. There was a decent chance, which is why I was a bit confused by it.
yeah, meanwhile, OneUp feels like he's making up for the things that GFE's seen and he hasn't, but he's going to hit this and get dumped out into mire.
Both of them. Oh, at least he should find his hammer. Guess that's the positive end of this. Guess we'll never know what's in the front of this cave.
It's probably not important.
Just gonna be our hookshot. No biggie. Okay. Also, with that hammer, Ice Palace looks very tempting now. We've got the big key, we've got Fire and Bombos.
OneUp opting not to steal the key out of the back of Desert there, which GFE did on his way through.
Yep. GFE now finding a few of the small goodies that OneUp already has, but I don't think there was anything of importance over here. So it also still leaves Village of Outcasts for GFE. I'm pretty sure. Like he's got a few loose ends everywhere now.
Yeah, and OneUp is sort of cleaning up all the loose ends he has left. He's doing the Spiral Cave. It's mostly Death Mountain that he needs to catch up on, but since he was just there, I would think he'll get back there pretty soon.
Yep. Oh yeah, we got the hammer and the small key to Thieves' Stone. That's pretty disgusting. Both of them had to leave that chest behind at the point. Yeah, I'm fairly certain GFE hasn't marked down the desert connector, or he's just not like realizing it. Maybe going in the right direction here. But yeah, his routing is really weird at the moment. Or rather inefficient, I should say. This is the right connector he needs to take. Again, there are other options for him, but he may just not have realized that he left behind like the desert, one of the desert exits.
Meanwhile, oneup cleaning up this Mothula fight. He was trying to save some magic and finish off the Gibdo with the sword, but that's probably taking longer than the magic is going to save him in the fight here.
Oh, GFE actually using the key he stole.
Interesting.
We don't know if
One-up
this is
also-
Cannon or Crystal yet, so this can be risky. Just a bottle. Oh no, he's resetting. Oh, this costs so much time.
Yeah. I was going to say, meanwhile, oneup has access to the hammer for this moth fight if he wants it, but he's sticking to the fighter sword only right now.
Yeah. Both not great, I gotta say. But he could soften her up with Fire Rod at least. And get
Yeah,
some
he had
hits.
about a third of a magic bar of fire rod shots, so...
Ah, he's going there again at least. He may have realized the desert connector. Yeah, I don't think that scum is worth it if desert is in such a shitty spot. Like, obviously it can always pay off big, but it's just so rare.
And if you're going to do it, you should really do it properly and just take the death, save and quit inside of desert, and then go check and hard reset if there's nothing behind the key.
Oh, never mind, he's going through Turtle Rock? Oh yeah, Fire Rod checks. Yeah. I forgot. We've got a Fire Rod now. Sadly, we gotta take the Scenic Rod here. Oh, I didn't quite catch. What was Turtle Rock? Crystal Pendant? Pendant, according to our trackers. I think that leaves us with 4 dungeons, 2 of which are pendants and 2 of which are crystals.
Yeah, so a decent chance we might not even need to... Oh no, we do need to find Swamp. We already know what that one is. Never mind.
Yep. Just the 2 remaining Light World dungeons and Maya plus Ice. So maybe that's why our runners are a bit hesitant on Ice? Or I guess because Hammer Coldstare or Fighter Sword Coldstare isn't the greatest. But if they're Bombers and Fire Rod, they can kill Coldstare pretty quickly, I'd say.
Yeah, and that's
easily.
where oneup is headed right now. I was gonna say with Red Mail, the Hammer
Yeah.
Cold Stare fight's a lot more tempting. It'll still be slowish, but you're not really in danger of dying with the Red Mail and as many hearts as they have right now.
Yeah, I fully agree with this play by oneup. And it looks like GFE is finally following the right connector. And I think he should be able to basically full clear pod. Well, a few of the one of us will have to stay behind. GFE? Okay. Keep going, please. Please.
Yeah, I think he was just pausing to update his map tracker there.
Probably. Yeah, I assume he'll just leave the 2 behind and kill Helma. Seems like the best choice. spend 1 key on the front door and 1 on the back. Basement hint is actually not bad for 1-up, since he hasn't done it yet.
And I know he threw that bottle into the waterfall fairy a while ago, but that was just a B out of that, right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, because he hard reset after that red potion, so potion glitch is not an option. I know the bow is in the back, but it just means he'll get to the back of pod faster, not get distracted by doing the right side.
Bow was in the drop down.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking it was in the compass chest in the back.
But he'll still probably just do the back first, then hopefully do the drop down and realize, oh, I can just do right side. Second castle tower key in Ice Palace, pretty useless for us. And Uncle was at Lumberjack. Where's the bow for GFE? Map to Hyrule Castle?
I was going to say 1-up taking a second to catch a fairy there, which probably means he's thinking about doing an annoying boss fight like Hammer Cold.
Yeah. He should be pretty safe with his red mail, but still, if it goes wrong, it goes wrong bad. Arrows. Is something's gonna be in here.
Yeah, the seed's been pointing to ice for a while now, and 6 chests in, we've got nothing.
Yep. Useless castle tower key. Time for the slow way to iced tea. And yeah, looks like GFE is doing exactly what we were suggesting. He's using 2 keys to clear out most of pod, and will just be defeating Helma, I'd assume. You don't think
GFE's
he
Moon
knows
Pearl
it's a crystal?
Yeah, looks that way according to the tractor. I was about to say GFE's Moon Pearl finally in logic as far as he knows.
Oh yeah, you're right. Took him a bit. Yeah, this should be 2 more crystals for GFE, which is pretty good. We'll see what 1-up finds here. Is it a crystal or a pendant? 50-50. Oh no! GFE spends the key on Harmless Hellway. So he won't be able to defeat Helma.
I think that's definitely a sign he doesn't know pod is a crystal.
Yeah, fairly certain. That surprises me, to be honest. I wouldn't trade 1 chest for the boss of a dungeon.
One up, by the way, having 0 trouble with that cold stare fight.
Nice.
Really did a lot of work with the puffs in the upper left corner and the fire rods, so...
Yep. And gets, sadly, just a green pendant, but at least a nice reconciliation in half magic. We haven't found the house thriller, obviously, otherwise we would have known this was a green pendant. So, can't really cash that in yet. Let's see, does the mace have anything good? Nope. Dang. And back to GT for 1-up. I could honestly see him climb if right side doesn't pay out with, say, the mirror.
Yeah, since we know the mirror is in here, that's definitely what 1-up wants out of this trip.
Yep. I guess he'll probably bomb jump a bit off the left side first at least. Don't know how comfortable he is with those. I don't think we've gotten any of the light world maps, I'm pretty sure. Maybe we did recently. But he did a light world map check fairly recently. And it didn't show any crystals for him. Let's see, is the mirror here? Hotkey, that's pretty nice. Quake, which is needed for both entrances. And the hookshot, wow! I guess this is basically a full clear. That is huge for him. Why is he going through this door? No! Does he still have enough keys? I'm pretty sure he does, right? Of 2. This is still, like, he just got the hookshot. Just go left side and do ice armors. Yeah, he also needs to spend one on left side, though. Like, there's no reason to burn that key. I think he has to leave behind map chest, or he can't go all the way to Moldom 2. Desert small, interesting. Yeah, he might just not climb, I guess. Still kind of weird to me to burn that key when you just get the hookshot.
Yeah, it feels like he's betting on finding the mirror somewhere in the basement and not having to climb. There's the Meyer big key. I was going to point out, too, we are pretty much whatever big keys are crystals from Go mode at this point. Now,
yeah, that's true.
We might need that mirror to maybe access some entrances and things, but as far as finishing the dungeons that we have left, that hookshot was pretty much all we needed.
No, it said... I don't remember what the hint said. Yeah, but we got a mirror hint for... I think it just said in Gannis Tower, so that should be the basement. So it has to be on left side now. Since we saw the big chest and everything else. I mean, of course he doesn't have to climb. I think he still should. In this case. And again, it's not too bad to come back to here. And the big chest in Thieves Town is a Hyrule Castle key. Okay. We haven't seen what's in there, but that might be logically required.
Yeah, finds that ice rod just in case Trinex has something. Is skipping the map room to make sure he has enough small keys.
And looks like GFE is also coming back here. Wait. Yeah, he did have enough keys now, so why did he skip it now? What? So he is planning to climb? I'm just confused. What oneup is doing here? He also has no bombs.
Oh, he's out of bombs.
Oh. Oh god. I don't think I've seen that in a while. And right before his mirror, like we know that mirror is in random room. Oh, that's painful. Oh yeah, I guess map room. Oh god, and he has a fairy.
Of course.
There. Oh.
When it rains, it pours.
Oof. That's just one big oof for GFE. For oneup. Yeah, GFE doing the, I guess, more sensible thing and death warps after picking up that key. Wait, and now he's going to climb? What? Oh, he might not know that the hint, if it doesn't say a top cannon tower, means it's in the basement, literally. He might not know. Because that's like really bad hint writing, let's be quite honest. And he gets an 8 bomb drop immediately.
Wow. And he's still gonna climb, apparently.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't know. I mean, for GFE it makes sense.
GFE finding the hook shot and still bomb jumping.
Bomb jumping? What?
What?
What is going on?
What is happening right now?
He used the hookshot to get to the left, but didn't use it to go up? What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused right now. Hey, remembered he has the hookshot. Oh, let's see if it's a map chest. It is! Ooh!
Wow.
That hurts for oneup. If that is needed in any way, oneup is pretty boned. I don't disagree, Alazun. It's still, it just hurts. Oh. Don't die, GFE! What are they doing?
GFE at least remembering he had the hook shot there.
And he's not out of bombs. So we're gonna see this room as well. And the third medallion, that's pretty much useless. Map to Eastern, also useless. Art, and 20 bucks. So at least render room isn't anything good.
It's just gonna make it feel even worse for oneup when he inevitably goes back there to open it up.
Yeah. I think most of that was because he forgot the desert connected OP tree and it wasn't. Well, the one-off routing wasn't, but the last occasioning pod was. Which is like. I mean, yeah, mirror might not be required for all we know, but then again, it almost always is in entrance. Okay, so we might just be missing either Desert or Hera Big Key at this point, or both. Depending on if Maya is a pendant or a crystal. And then again, flute, mids, boots, whatever unlocks more entrances. I think GFE might still climb though. Did GFE open a big chest?
I
did,
think
right?
not. Oh, I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I was watching oneup climbing and finding absolutely nothing up around Mini Helma room.
I think he did. At least he marked, or he has the desert small, and that was in the big chest, so I think he opened it. Okay, he did. Thank you for confirming. It's just always like people do the big chest and ice armors in different orders, so I never know. And I'm always scared if they mirror out after ice armors.
And we'll see what oneup gets out of this Agate 2 kill.
Yep, is the bet gonna be worth it? Just 20 bucks. Yeah, this is a bit surprising from GFE's standpoint, with that mirror in hand now. Like, he still has Ice Palace left open, he has all of Maya open, he has the rest of Eastern open. He could now kill Helma. Like...
Yeah, the climb is just such a weird commitment. It only makes sense for oneup if he's looking for the mirror.
Yeah, I think he just didn't know that the mirror had to be in the basement, and that's why he climbed. That's the only reason I can think of. He didn't know that the hint wording meant that.
Meanwhile, we see 2 more crystals in the light world, so we are missing 2 big keys now. Okay, oneup gets bailed out, finds another GT small key, so he will be able to open up that map room when he gets back in there.
Nice. Second chest in Castle Tower for oneup as well. Makes sense while he's right here. Okay, just one more land molas. There we go. I guess land mola is the singular. I don't know. Let's see where oneup takes us from here. He has done most of the stuff that we were asking for. Oh, he's taking the shovel on a spin. I think oneup with missing that mirror is probably sort of running low on options now.
Yeah, I mean, he can head back into GT now that he's got that extra small key. He's got some extra stuff in pod. He didn't have the big key when he was there, so he can just go finish that off, which is certainly a good use of his time regardless.
Yeah.
Could do a little save scumming around there if he wants to. Mire is also open, but very unappealing since it's a pendant. But the
Yeah.
hookshot does open that up.
It's still 8 checks for them. Seems pretty attractive. But yeah, I can see him just finishing off pod first, maybe? Again, that's pretty out of the way. Yeah, looks like he's going up to Hera, so I assume he's walking to east of mountain from there with his hammer. I think that's the only reason for going here in the light world.
And have we even seen the top of East Death Mountain yet?
Nope. Not yet, we didn't have the mirror, and none of them went over here, or I guess they didn't have the hammer at that point. Or he might just be going for Hyrule Castle.
Oh, right, because he has a bunch of Hyrule Castle and really other entrances left here to do, because he found Hyrule Castle right after turning in the old man, and then got trapped in the Mire exit, so...
Yeah. That was the last entrance up here that I hadn't seen yet.
Yeah, and I think GFE did check that one, because I remember seeing Tavern before,
okay.
so he must have just missed it when he was here before.
Yep. Oh, let's see the items in the front here, finally.
And yes,
Nope.
good.
They have not
GFE,
seen.
GFE is using the mirror to check out these entrances. Oh my goodness.
Front of Turtle Rock. Locked out
Just
again.
check the items.
Jesus. I don't think we've seen the other end of that connector yet. Pretty sure. The one that GFE just found.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that one, but he's more interested in this magic bat item, which we know is nothing, unfortunately.
Yep. I mean, he can walk up again, and should he want to take it? Which I think he wants. Yeah. Otherwise, he probably would have just saved and quit to old man save point. Well, here comes the patch check for 1UP.
Yeah, so it feels like this race might boil down a lot to what GFE can do with this mirror. If it turns out to be required, he has just a huge lead on 1UP. If it turns out to be useless and he just wastes all of his time checking all these mirror locations, that's going to be unfortunate for him. But we'll see where this goes. Yeah, we're still looking for that Turtle Rock Bridge that we haven't seen yet.
Well,
this
I
is
guess
actually
this is 2 good ones.
Yeah, this is new at the very least.
We do not have Titan Smiths. Oh, that was useless. He might just take his pod key and defeat Helma though. It's right here.
Yeah.
He's gotten a new one. I sure as hell hope he doesn't go for the vanilla BK chest with his 1 key. Yep, looks like we're seeing Helmar finally.
Yeah. I, as a viewer, really want him to save scum this chest real quick, just because I want to know what's in there. But I don't think it's the right move strategically. I think Helma's definitely the better play here.
Agreed. It's not in a great spot to come back to, obviously, but still, you just want to kill bosses. Especially since it appears GFE hasn't done like any map checks, so he's flying basically blind at the moment. And looks like one of us going back. This time with a small key and with bombs, so he should get us a mirror and his useless grab out of random room. Well, time to see if Helma's the answer. And again, Helma not quite in logic yet, so I'm not even sure what we have left in logic. I guess the front of Hyrule Castle? Since we have the Hyrule Castle small key.
All of Meyer.
All of Maya, which is 8 checks. I don't think we have anything left in Turtle Rock. We've seen all of the front. Yeah. Turtle Rock is cleared out except the big key locked items. What else? I guess the new mirror checks should hopefully give us Swamp Palace, I would think.
Yeah, oneup headed straight toward the Graveyard Ledge entrance here. Yeah, Helmut's giving us a bunch of rupees and a crystal.
Hey, finally a map check from GFE. Oh, the other end of Bumper Ledge. Oh, that makes the cape useless. That's up on Death Mountain.
Yeah, oneup could also head back into... they should be in Hyrule Castle. I want them to be in Hyrule Castle so badly. Because now that Meyer exit is very exciting, now that you actually have the mirror. So clear out all the items in Hyrule Castle, then head to the Meyer area, check out Desert Ledge, the entrance is up there, checkerboard. I feel like that's where they should be right now.
Yeah, agreed. Looks like, I guess GFE is doing the Dark World entrances first. Grabs the cape real quick. Makes sense. We still haven't seen anybody go over to the east side of Death Mountain. Looks like GFE is doing that first. I guess with the hookshot he can just come back from the east side. But yeah, I'd be searching very hard for new doors. We have Titansmiths up on Floating Island. They can grab that. They just need to go through Hookshot Cave, which they probably should do anyways. Neither of them has been in there with the hookshot.
Yeah, and then those Titansmiths would also open up the Turtle Rock main entrance, which I think would give us a faster path back through to Hyrule Castle. So...
No, we still haven't found Zaha. So that green pendant that oneup has is still sort of up in the air if it's gonna be needed. Why is GFE rechecking all these?
Something has to have gone wrong with GFE's tracker, as many things as he's gone back over.
Yeah. This is weird.
Meanwhile, we see oneup back in pod as well.
Will we finally
He's
see the
still got-
items? Yes!
Hooray! Oneup still has the Dark Maze to check, since he did not have the big
Oh,
key
you're
when he
right.
was here before.
He did not hammer jump.
And we'll see what he chooses to use that spare small key on, whether he wants to check Hellway over the vanilla big key. Hellway's faster, I presume, since you sort of end up in a weird dead end after the big key.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised he didn't check Hellway first and then did this. So I assume he's going to check big key chest. In this case.
Yeah, that's the only way doing this first would make sense, so...
Let's see, what's in the front of Escape? 20 bucks. I mean, who doesn't know it? The 2-hour Hyrule Castle front check. It's a big key!
Wow.
Nice. Nice one, guys. And then he doesn't go through to the Maya area? Yeah, something must have happened with this tracker, like he's rechecking all these entrances he's been in before.
I'll be honest, I was really hoping those were going to be boots in the in Zelda cell that they just left there for 45 minutes, but maybe I'm a terrible person.
Don't worry, those are land molars.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
GFE, please? My area, please? Oh. Nope, rechecking entrances. Something must have gone wrong. Time for the sadly pretty useless Helma King.
But GFE is headed into the Meyer area now.
Hey. Oh yeah, clearing up back of the desert real quick. Makes sense. There's a newfound big key. You stole that key already, GFE. Please.
Yeah, oneup did the same thing going to the left side of GT that second time.
Yep. It's just so much muscle memory. It's hard to stop yourself from doing those movements.
I sometimes open the lower left pot in the next room, because I'm bad at this game.
Oh, that time save. He knows the right side of desert is useless. Pog. Skips the second key.
Yeah, he did the same. He didn't even bother to pick up the key from the boomerang chest guard, because he had already found the sewers key.
Very nice. One cycle on the landmore loss.
Ow!
Called it!
Hamsta's a witch!
So that's... yeah, that's basically access to the entire world. They can grab their mitts, they have boots, they have arrow, yeah. And we have a Maya connector, so they have access to the entire world. Meanwhile, we finally see Hookshot Cave, Tempered Sword. That is a great find. And it'll give him mids as well. Which he doesn't know, I think, but he'll be happy to see them, I believe. Unless they are useless, I guess.
So maybe we should give OneUp some credit. Maybe he was holding off on checking East Death Mountain from the Hera exit because he knew he was going to be heading back to Floating Island later.
Probably. At least once he had his mirror. Well, he should grab his fire rod lock chests, which he seems to be doing. Yep. Let's see, can we find Swamp? No, we find a connector? Interesting, all 3 desert entrances being connectors. And for my naming scheme in the order 2, 3, 1 makes me think of OT. Let's see where it leads though. Will it be Turtle Rock Bridge?
Yeah, let's hope so.
No, hammer packs. I think there's a few entrances left behind here. At least a hammer house. GFE? Why are you opening it back up? He still hasn't explored Village of... Oh, he doesn't have Titansmiths. Yeah, I'm right. You're right. Did I forgot only OneUp's got the mids by now. OneUp doesn't even bother with picking up the cape since he's found the second exit of Bumper Cave, so he knows it's basically useless.
And mercifully, OneUp is back in Hyrule Castle.
Yep. He still doesn't... What?
Just check the items.
Oh, I can't get this in my head. Is he actually gonna forget Zelda's cell in the front of his cape? Also, GFE really should just save and quit and go to Floating Island. He knows his Titansmiths are up there. And he'd end up in the exact same place.
OneUp could get out of here and go check the Hammer House, but is not going to.
Where's GFE going? I'm so confused. Wasn't GFE just in there? Okay, it was OneUp, never mind. Oh, my head is playing tricks on me. I'm still surprised he just hasn't grabbed those Titansmiths. Like, he has Hookshot Cave into Titansmiths sitting right in the open for him. Why is he not grabbing those?
And OneUp saving and quitting instead of heading back into Hyrule Castle.
He might actually have forgotten Zelda, though. As much as I don't hope it. Because races getting decided by people forgetting locations or items is not fun. Here comes the boots checks from GFE. Makes sense. And there is Swamp.
Alright, so this is an easy decision, since this is a crystal. We need some sort of crowd control module where we can change the text on storyteller hints.
apparently, the problem is he doesn't have the full like crystal knowledge yet. So even if he finds Harabiki in here, he still just won't go mode, I believe. Yeah, he's just Harabiki from Go mode. He just doesn't know it. He thinks he might need Turtle Rock Big Key as well, so. Like, for him, it's just basically a crap shot since he has no pendant info at all. He just knows 6 crystals. He knows TR's pendant? Okay. I mean, then he should know. Well, he has the Maya Big Key, so at least he should know that he's in Go mode once he finds Harabiki. Is the thing. He knows about TR? Okay.
I mean, we actually found the ice rod, so that means TR has to be a pendant, right?
Pretty much. Looks like we're gonna get our first mids check in the smithies. Just a piece of heart.
This does line up nicely with checking out the Ice Palace vanilla entrance as well. Which
Or
1UP is not doing. Oh my gosh.
We're just cursing them at this point. Is there gonna be a sword in the back of Swamp? Like it usually is. Apparently not. By the way, I missed it. Did the 1UP end up checking the hammer blocked house?
He did not. He walked right past it again.
Oh. Rip.
We will see the K45 entrance here.
Desert Bickies and Zelda cell. Ooh, we haven't seen Paradox Cave yet.
If you loved the 156 Hyrule Castle, how do you feel about 208 Paradox Cave?
I mean, sometimes it's like behind GT and on both Turtle Rock ledges, which I assume the other 2 entrances will be as well. No, wait, we saw one of them, right?
Yeah, we saw the one behind the block there.
Yeah.
Another pod small.
Where was that one even? Oh yeah, it was in north of Village of Outcasts. Oh, there's crystal number 5, I believe, for GFE. There's the last pod key. Okay. I guess that works. The mushroom. Ugh.
And we know the potion shop is on Mimic Ledge, which we have not found any way to yet.
I'm pretty certain that the other exit here will lead there. GFE, yeah, skipping left side. I guess he's 1 item from Go, so it's sort of understandable. And yeah, there's the Turtle Rock ledge, as expected.
Ooh, we get a left side swamp hint, so good skip from GFE right there.
Yeah, even though he didn't know it.
Honestly, we might be at the... Yeah. Honestly, we might be at the point now where GFE, whatever issues he's been having with tracking and everything, might just feel very far behind and just is YOLOing stuff.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, we still haven't found Zarsrala. He might just be sitting in that hut in Village of Outcasts or in Ice Palace. Or I guess maybe in GT or like Bumper Ledge, we haven't found that either.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen either of the Bumper Ledge exits. Yeah, the GT Vanilla entrance is a possibility.
Oh! There's the Harabe key, so Titansmith's needed. Well, this might take a while until either of them finds the other part that's missing. Like, I am so surprised GFE hasn't gone through Hookshot Cave and grabbed Titansmiths. I just can't understand that.
So, just to catch up, that means that Ice Palace, that we were pretty confident was going to be important, was 100% useless, since
Same for
Saha
Maya.
can't have anything vital. Yeah, so our runners are doing well to avoid Meyer at this point.
I feel like one of them is gonna end up going there rather soon though. All in all, I think the seed was actually pretty friendly. Our runners have just made some, I don't know a better word to say than weird decisions in some places.
Yeah, absolutely. The most out of the way thing has been the this Hera Big Key. But if you remembered that Hookshot Cave, that was a really tempting spot. Those mitts just sort of as a natural way of running through the seed. So yeah, it has been some interesting decisions, I think, from our runners at this point.
Looks like we might finally get it from GFE if he decides to mirror here. Just sees the Turtle Rock pendant again. Oh no, he's going for Meyer.
Oh no.
Yep, he's going for Meyer. This is a colossal waste of time, as we now know. It can't even have like any nicety. I guess it could have a sword, but there's just a sword in Hookshot Cave right along his way. So this is like a big time waste.
I'd just like to point out the entertaining fact that OneUp at this point has every item except Boots and Flute. Except for the two best movement items in the game. And the cape, which he opted out of.
This hurts. Think we are getting a Spike Cave check from OneUp, I assume? Or maybe finally Ice Palace. Well, Ice Palace main, I should say. Ice Palace entrance. Oh, the ferry just shifted dimensions. Yeah, GFE doesn't know that this is a crystal. That's the problem. Or that this is a pendant. He's sadly operating on like a 1 out of 3 chance, which is pretty terrible. And he might just go Ice Palace next after this. It's the sad thing. Since he can't just full clear it. He's just... Oh, he's just going for the boss. Interesting. I guess that makes sense if he just hopes to be in go mode.
Yeah, he's YOLOing for the crystal. When he gets the pendant drop from Vitreous, he's probably going to come back and clear the front of the dungeon, as 1UP is about to do as well.
Oh boy. I think at this point GFE might have as much time as he likes. I think 1UP might have forgotten Zelda Cell. He's literally walked past it like twice now. Or like
Yeah.
past the point of going up there.
GFE did keep a close eye on his arrows there. He didn't have enough to kill all the eyes and Vitreous itself, so took out about half of them with normal non-bow strats.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think 1UP's tracker is missing the Helmasaur kill. He should be at 6 crystals at the moment as well. There's the flute. Just what we wanted to see at 2 hours 16 when it's not needed.
Yeah, I don't think it helps any at this point. Yeah, and so GFE is noping out of Mire. He's going to now YOLO Ice Palace.
I guess maybe the flute gets him to Hyrule Castle easier at some point? Question mark. Since it's sort of right near Flute 1.
Yeah, he's also yet to find Swamp, so he's got a long way to go here.
I mean, he literally can't. Oh wait, I'm blind Siberian. Sorry. I mixed Helmasaur and Swamp up. Thought that was the one missing. And yeah, this is winner's bracket round 4.
So yeah, it looks like GFE is just operating as if he's in go mode and just heading more or less straight toward bosses.
Sadly,
maybe he's opting to.
He'll get a few bad news in a moment.
Yeah, he's checking more here in Ice than he did in Mire.
Yeah, probably just the ones along the way, though, I assume. In the hopes of Tempered Sword.
I understand he could get a Tempered Sword in Hookshot Cave.
Yep, that's the only one we've seen. So, one sword out there somewhere. And we know there won't be one in there, since 1UP has cleared all of Ice. I don't think we've had a left side Mire hint, so 1UP taking the time and doing this. Great hint. Hinting to the glove that both of our runners found like 5 minutes in. Oh god, the big heated turtle rock.
Oh, wow.
I mean, at least he's read the pad, so he knows that that's nothing, but still, he's gonna check those two probably as well. Yeah, I'm fairly certain, judging from the map I can see on 1UP stream, that's not on the restream, that he's checked everything that's basically not boots locked. So he probably knows Swamp is boots locked. Sadly, he's not gonna find them if he doesn't remember Zelda's cell. Time for almost simultaneous boss fights. Zelda's cell has the big key to Desert Palace, that's the go mode for 1UP basically, and Lenmola's has the boots. And the boots lock Swamp Palace. Oh, there's some sad news for GFE.
Yeah, you saw him considering mirroring out without even picking up the pendant, but since it's green...
Yeah. And now he knows he needs that big key. And he's going to check all the shit we left behind.
Yeah, which makes me think he'll head back to Meyer right after this.
I think so, yeah.
Unless he remembers Hookshot. 4-item checks much faster than he's going to get out of Meyer, but...
Yeah. Oh, small key to Hera. 1UP knows that's useless. Yeah, looks like 1UP is a bit lost. Or maybe just thinking where he wants to go next.
Which is probably Turtle Rock at this point, since he just found that big key.
I'd assume so, yeah. The interesting entrances, Laser Bridge is at Dark Flute 5, and the right side to Turtle Rock is right here, which is why he entered here. I assume he might even go through? No. Oh yeah, I guess from Old Man, Flute 5 isn't too far.
Or he could have, activated his flute while he was in Kakariko.
Oh right, he found the flute. You're absolutely right. I think he realized that. Oh, Flute to 1? Are we gonna see Zelda's cell? Or is he going back to Pod? Where's he going? Oh no, he's going to Pod.
I wouldn't be surprised to see GFE back here soon as well. Although, actually, wait, his 2 pod small keys... Oh, jeez. Are those going to be behind? I forget where... let's see, this was Paradox Cave. I forget if that was behind Mitts at all.
It technically was just behind the mirror in Cave 45.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't even catch where the other entrance... Oh yeah, the other entrance was on Turtle Rock, so you can't go through that one. So both entrances require a mirror. Either the one north of Village of Outcasts, just to mirror the blocked away, or the one to actually get into in Cave 45. Oh. Sadly, GFE hasn't grabbed his Titan Smiths yet, so he can't even check. Wait, he can check King's Tomb. I'm dumb. He's in the Dark World. He's going back into GT? What? Oh, that key on a torch.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not sure what it could... Oh, it could be a pod small, I guess, is what he's hoping for.
Maybe? Probably Meyer. No, Ice.
Yeah, that's the only small key that could be useful to him at this point.
Yeah, just saying what he's thinking. We know we got all 6. Oh, hey. Mimic Cave. What useless item is gonna be in here? Maybe Petran? Maybe it's surely, but he, like, he did that connector early and then had to remember it to get back to pod? So I don't think he'd forget it again, surely. Looks like we might be getting Paradox from GFE. Or he's just walking past it. Oh. He remembers. Nice sync on our runners. Oh, after that handing the mushroom in, we're gonna see this. What's it gonna be? A map. Beautiful.
These item counts are going to be pretty ridiculous at the end of this.
Yep.
GFE getting the good news about his left side swamp skip.
Yeah, I guess that's actually pretty good for him. Turns out for oneup it's pretty much useless info since he's gonna be in go mode in swamp. This looks like a fairly easy 200 or 200 plus for both of them, yeah. Also, don't think we've seen Lightworld Bonk Rocks from GFE yet. He's only done the Darkhold one since for Swamp Palace and didn't do Lightworld after? Or maybe he did and I just missed it. Oh, another one of that GFE already checked during his earlier searches. I think... I don't even remember what that was. I think the last Turtle Rock? No, this wasn't the last Turtle Rock key. He's done the Light World near Sank like a few minutes ago. That was nothing. Shortly before he did Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. I don't think he's done the one near Link's house.
Yeah, he's following the mushroom right now.
Yep. Yeah, but Swamp was in the Dark World, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure we haven't seen the Light World once over there. Oh, the Hyrule Castle key. Maybe that gets one up thinking. That could actually be his goddamn savior.
Oh, maybe he's just been all along thinking that Zelda's cell is not in logic without the sewer key.
I mean, it isn't, but I still would grab 3 items in there. One of which is in logic and could just be the key. Where's he going now?
Looks like he's gonna
Back
take
through
the capacity ferry connector.
Yeah, back to the hookshot. Harabiki is on... what was it? I forgot. Purple chest.
Yes.
And GFE, for some reason, is refusing to pick up 4 items in Hookshot Cave, which include a sword and his mitts on Floating Island. And we don't know why. He might have forgotten the connector. I'm not sure. I'm just very confused at this point. Apparently the Suez small key didn't get one-ups thinking. He's not fluting to 1.
Yeah, this is looking like Trinex.
But wouldn't Trinex is still faster just from 5. Just flute to 5 and go through the portal. Here on Laser Bridge. Where's he going? Where's Turtle Rock left? I haven't even marked Turtle Rock left. It might actually be the bumper ledge. Yep, bumper ledge. Oh, that's one more useless entrance we'll find here.
Probably Sahasrahla is my guess.
Yeah. Or not. Sahasrahla just sitting in GT?
I think so. I think that's about all we have left.
Have we seen Race Game entrance? Since they got the mirror?
Yes, One Up went there at some point.
Okay. I think because I only have Race Game, GT, and the Hammer House left, and I guess the Light World Bonkworks, in case I actually didn't miss those.
Oh, Hammer House maybe?
Yeah. Hammer House, GT, Light World Bonkworks, I believe, and that's it. In terms of entrances that I have left open. I guess walking through Turtle Rock is also fine. Instead of fluting to 5. Yeah, it's fairly safe to say that they've forgotten something. Yeah, especially with getting the Suez key right there. Like, no desert big key for Gomod and Zelda's cell. Boots on Lanmolas and Swamp Palace boots locked.
Yeah, and we can see One Up's tracker. I do not see anything marked at the Flute 5, the Dark Flute 5 for the Laser Bridge entrance, so I think he's just forgotten where that is.
Yeah, just forgot to mark it. That often happens if you got these, like, busy entrances. Where you actually do something. Oh, Hammer House, finally! Oh, no, it's a useless ferry. So apparently it's the hospital sitting in Ganon's tower. He's upgraded his hotel room a bit. Wait, did GFE actually never do these entrances? The heck? Yeah, what?
Oh my goodness.
What? I knew he skipped out on Village of Outcast earlier, but what? Well, now we'll see what Trinex has for us. What useless piece of garbage? Hey, your heart piece. Now we can get the other heart piece from Pedestal. Yoo-hoo! Okay. Like, I'm fairly certain this seed can be done in less than 2 hours. Pretty reasonably. And I'm pretty sure it can be done in less than 2 hours by both of these players.
Oh yeah, OneUp's really desperate at this point, following this connector, which we have seen the other end of somewhere. I couldn't tell you where anymore, but...
Good question. Oh yeah, front of Hyrule Castle. Very useless. No, he needs to flute to 1. We know that much. Or I guess he could technically flute to 6 and go through the Maya entrance. Oh, hey, sick kid.
Okay.
I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, as I said, I was pretty sure we hadn't seen that one. So yeah, confirmed. So Hasrilla is sitting in Ganon's tower. It's literally the only entrance we have left.
Wow.
So all of our pendants basically useless. Well, I guess parts of Turtle Rock were useful. Especially the one including the Moon Pearl in the middle. Yeah, they're both struggling to find stuff. Well, time for Bombo's tablet. Don't think we've seen this one yet. By the way, have our runners gone back and bought the item from the bottle vendor? Since they didn't have money at the start?
GFE definitely did
Okay.
at some reasonable point in time, so...
Because I just can't remember it in my head, so was kind of questioning myself. I mean, it's not gonna be anything important, just
I think
wondering at
GFE
this
might have
point.
done it when you were away for a minute,
Ah, yeah.
you know, like
Makes sense.
2 hours ago.
Yep. That makes sense. Oh, this has become a fun who remembers first. GFE now also remembering Turtle Rock left. Sadly, it's useless. As we just saw.
Yeah, and it looks like OneUp is just in full recheck everything mode.
Why did GFE not even mirror? What? I don't think we've had a hint. Maybe? Yep, looks like cleanup duty in Meyer is on the table. Yeah, flute is in Meyer lobby chest. Yeah, I think out of the last like 8 seats or so I have commented, only one was below 2.5 hours. It's pretty horrible. Mids are just sitting on floating island, and GFE has seen floating island, like the light side world, and he's been sped out in the dark world. He knows the connector, he just seems to have forgotten it. And the connector, by the way, is Hookshot Cave, which has another sword and, I mean, 3 other items, but...
Yeah, I think both of our runners have forgotten a lot of things at this point.
Yeah.
It's a pretty safe assumption.
Yeah, you could say that. Oh. Excuse me for a second, I need something to drink. I didn't expect this to run this long. I'll be right back.
This is definitely a hard race to call, but I'm gonna give GFE the edge here, just because oneup is just fully starting over from the beginning of the seed, checking all of the entrances again. So I feel like it's gonna take him a while to get back up to Hyrule Castle, and even if he gets there, he's got to remember that he never checked Zelda's cell, or any of the front of escape for that matter. Oh, he is fluting to 6. The Mire entrance will connect him back to the left side of Hyrule Castle. We might have progress, folks.
I'm back. Oh, oneup is in the right area.
He's so close.
Oh god. Is he gonna do it?
Oh, oneup, please.
Like he's rechecking all the entrances, but not the one that's close.
He sort of stopped his Kakariko recheck like he remembered something. But...
RIP. There's the Turtle Rock big key for GFE. He's probably very happy to see that that's not the Hera one. We've been in no mode for what, 50 minutes almost?
I was gonna say more like half an hour.
Yeah, sorry, 50, not 15.
Oh yeah, 50 sounds about right.
Or like 45. This is incredible.
1 more hour.
Can we break the record for the long? What is the longest seat in the bracket so far? I think something around 3 hours Abyss? Something
I think
around that?
Nato knows. Nato?
I don't think every time is on the challenge, right?
I know one I rolled the second runner went a little over 3 hours, like 3:09.
Yeah, we might be breaking that.
Oneup's thinking about Hammer House here. No, never mind.
Or
Every time I think I know where they're going, I'm wrong.
GFE at least remembers the Trinex entrance, it seems like.
It's the classic, did I really check that chest in the back of Blind Spot?
Yep.
I did that one literally yesterday, so...
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure if we're at the point of who's gonna realize what they did as a mistake, or who's gonna forfeit because they can't be bothered anymore.
It's always incredible that when runners start to recheck entrances, they manage to always skip the one they need to recheck. Like, he checked all the Maya entrances, but not Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, at this point, oneup really does just think that he failed to mark Swamp at some point when he found it and couldn't do anything there.
Yeah.
So that's what he's looking for, not places he might have left items. Unfortunately, although rechecking Blind's Hut, maybe he'll start thinking about item locations again.
Yeah, maybe. GFE, come on, you gotta see that glove up there. Maybe you remember? Never mind. They both must be thinking, why is the other one not finishing? Now GFE really wants that 200 plus. Picking up the mirror shield. Oh no, Graveyard Ledge led to Bumper. What was the right side of Hyrule Castle? Oh yeah, Turtle Rock Main. Great.
Yeah. It's also entertaining that again we can see OneUp's tracker. It has, the number of chests left in every dungeon. It does not have a counter for the Hyrule Castle chests, because why would you ever need one?
Yep. He also didn't even mark the Hyrule Castle small key when he got it from Thief's Town on his personal tracker. More like a thinking break. Well, maybe also a quick bathroom break. I don't think either of them expected this to go so long. Oh! He's dashing in the right direction. Ah!
Oh.
I think he remembered it. He's going. Please don't go into ice. Okay, wait, he can't go into
The
ice.
shot is out.
He's doing it!
Oh, wow.
And there aren't like any Titans checks left besides Smith's, I believe, since we had Maya access and got spat out of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, we've seen the entrance on East Death Mountain and King's Tomb, so... He might just duck out and do the Ice Palace main, but there's really nothing else besides the Smiths.
Oh yeah, if he would have gotten distracted by Ice Palace main and forgot this... Hey!
Wow.
Wait, he can't do Ice Palace main without this. I'm dumb. Okay, he's checking this entrance first. Kinda weird that he's checking entrances first.
Yeah, I mean, Sahasrara is still floating around out there,
Yeah,
so...
that's true. oneup even read the hint for Hera basement, but didn't quite trust himself. Oh, does it mean it's not the solution?
So the issue with Zelda selling all of Hyrule Castle is that they went in the main entrance, the left exit took them out, the Mire main, the right entrance took them out, Turtle Rock main. So they couldn't get back in either one of those. They kept getting distracted by getting locked out of it. And yeah, the sewers key was very late in logic. So they couldn't really work their way backwards from the back of escape at any point until about now, when they had forgotten that they didn't do Hyrule Castle in the first place.
Yeah, the Suez key was in what is it called? Thieves Town Big Chest. They did Thieves Town very early on, without the hammer and without the small key. So, yeah. Looks like GFE is on his way now. So we might still get a sub 3 out of this.
Yeah, just going to leave that portal behind to pick up the purple chest very quickly after this.
Don't ask us, Megawatt. That's exactly the question we were asking.
We have yelled that at the runners several times over the course of this race.
Mirror was decently late in Ganon's tower, yeah. Man, a purple chest end would have been great in the seed.
P-Train, please don't even say that.
Oh god. I mean, if he doesn't remember where Hera is, it would be worrisome. It was literally the first entrance they took. GT entrance is Sahasrara. We know that much. He does remember. And Ganon is in the Lost Woods, you said, right? So that's actually kinda decent.
Yeah, so quick trip after we get done with Moldorm here.
Yep. Other sword, silvers, red mail, half magic, everything you want, so about as free of a Ganon as they could wish for. Yeah, this seed was quite something with both runners doing some, let's say, interesting decisions and then forgetting something. This could have gone basically any way. oneup now checking Death Mountain. If he goes to West Death Mountain, he might maybe stumble into... Never mind.
Yeah, especially because GFE sort of got locked out of Hyrule Castle and didn't go back to it for a while, but he found it first. So then we kept thinking, oh, when oneup gets there, he'll be able to just, get all the items before he checks the exits, and then did the exact same thing.
Yep, also got locked out of my in my area. I mean, them actually picking the left entrance was good because that's where the hammer was. But at the same time, not getting the items, yeah, backfired a little bit. And here we go, GFE on his way to Ganon. Should be a sub 3, as unbelievable as that may sound. I think without forgetting anything, both of the runners could have probably gotten a sub 2 in the seed. I would estimate. Because the seed itself wasn't actually that bad. One up? No! No!
I can't anymore.
Me neither. I'm done. Bye. Oh, this is unbelievable.
Just bear with it for a couple more seconds. We're nearly put out of our misery.
This is unbelievable. Oh, is he actually... Is he going in? No, never mind. Debated. Ah, I should have, Nori. I should have. I don't think I have any in the house. Yeah, he's checking entrances, not items. But he won't find anything.
Just that one arrow, just a couple seconds late there, but GFE does finally get the fourth one into Ganon, and will end this seed mercifully.
Get your GGs in the chat. This was quite something.
All I'm gonna say is that his only comment for the seed was how.
Yeah, and the immediate forfeit from one up right after.
One up begging to get him out of this seed, I think.
I think they'll both be joining us, it looks like. Yeah, it's right next to them.
It's a good time to thank our trackers who have been with us through this whole marathon seed. Siberian and Norinato helping out behind the scenes. Thank you very much.
Oh. Okay. Hello to both of you.
Hello?
Hey-o.
GG. How in the world did I win this? Oh man.
GG's to both of you.
More like, where in the world did you find the boots or the desert big key? I was looking everywhere for him. I must have missed something.
Oh,
You might
Well-
wanna jump down the mountain and go into Hyrule Castle.
oh yeah. That was in Zelda's cell, wasn't it?
Yep.
Did
And
I
then the
somehow
boots were on
manage to-
Landmo.
Did I manage to death warp out of there without getting the chest?
No, you never went in there.
What?
Locked
Really?
out by the lair and never went back in.
Yeah, you both got locked out in the Maya area and got your hammer, and you just never went back to Zelda's cell.
Wow. Yeah, man, I guess I
Meanwhile,
just got. Oh, that's not the castle. Yeah, I guess I just got too many seats confused because I could have sworn I went down there.
Yeah, and GFE just never went through Hookshot or into Hookshot Cave after finding his Hookshot. Never got his Titans.
yeah, I had that marked on my tracker, but the chests, and then those weren't even important, and forgot that I could get the mitts that way.
Yeah,
The literal last location in the entire game for that big key.
we
GG
even
game.
like saw you look at the Titans in the light world on the island, and were wondering like why you didn't go grab them since you just got the mirror. It was really bizarre.
Honestly, so frazzled all through the seed. I just felt like my routing was off, and I was like, I haven't found an exit that comes out there yet. It must be GT. And then after sitting there for 2 or 3 minutes staring at my map, I was like, and then proceeded to go to Hookshot Cave. When that Bari knocked me off, I actually looked at IRC to see if I should go ahead and rage, and when I saw there wasn't a dot done yet, I was like, okay, he's forgotten something too. That whole end sequence where it was all the way on the lunchbox was just absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, yeah, because, yeah, that was probably the last thing I got before I got stuck, and, I'm thinking, there's not much left, I'm not feeling real good, thinking those may have been somewhere easy to miss, and I just went right past them. But then it showed up on the lunchbox, I'm like, well, maybe I still got a shot.
I have to ask this one up. Did you choose to go mode Mire and Ice, hoping it was the last crystal?
No, I full cleared Ice pretty early, and then I saved Mire for pretty late, and I knew it was a pendant. So by the time I went over there, I full cleared it. Yeah, probably about the time I got the big key out of the lunchbox, I think. Maybe a little before, a little after that.
Yeah, OneUp had full crystal knowledge for quite a long time. He found the Hera map somewhere. I don't know where that was. It might have been in Hookshot.
I found the Hera map. I think it was in Ice Tea Room after I had just go moded Mire and Ice.
That could have been it,
yeah.
Since he did it early.
I knew 6 crystals, and I was like, I've been playing a little poorly. I need to gamble. Surely I've got a 2/3 chance of being done. And nope.
Yeah, that's what we were suspecting when you were just go modding the dungeons.
Oh.
Yeah, especially Ice, which you guys got access to really fairly early with the big key, and then as soon as you had the hammer, you could have full cleared it pretty much, but it just turned out to be absolutely nothing in there.
Yeah, that was kind of disappointing, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
And I'm pretty sure Sahasrara has to be in GT, if I'm not mistaken. I think we've seen all the other entrances.
Yeah, I know. I've seen everything except boots locked stuff, so yeah.
Yeah, GFE checked out all the boots locations. Swamp Palace obviously being one of those. Wait, which GT hint, Pedrain?
I think the mirror hint, because we got the mirror was in GT, and we're being informed that wording means that it has to be in the basement as opposed to atop Ganon's tower.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were aware of that, because you skipped the chest in the basement and decided to climb first.
Yeah, I had to skip the the
Map
one in the
chest.
map room because I didn't have the key for it, and I knew that it wasn't in logic unless you have all the keys. I'm pretty sure. Then I went over to the rando room and didn't have a bomb, so that was great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we seem to have lost GFE before we got a chance to see his overall item count.
It looks like
It's
he's
too bad. That was going to be a big one.
back though.
He did say that was a storm coming through his area, so... Oh, wait. Never mind. Hello?
Hey,
Oh, you're back. Cool.
the storm cut out my internet, so I am on my phone now.
Ah.
I don't even know what was the last thing I said, but
All good, all good. Oh, there he is.
Well, it's fine anyways. I guess I should wrap things up as is. So, congratulations to GFE for, I guess, winning that seed. Although it was painful in the end, it was finally done. Thank you to our two wonderful commentators, Cool Papa Bella and Hamster. They did an amazing job getting us through this entire thing. Thank you to our two trackers who remained faithful the entire way through, Siberian and Norinato. They did a great job, and I guess I believe there's another Link to the Past randomizer cross-key tournament race in just under 2 hours. I'm not sure if we got... Yeah, we hopefully will have the participants for that, so stay tuned for that. 3 hours. Oh, sorry, 3 hours. Anyways, if you want to watch more, come back in just under 3 hours and watch that. So, see you guys.